There's trash cans over here. Okay. There's trash cans in the corner. Okay. So we should not have to be here. The adults in this school and district should have taken action years ago. They heard the reports and saw the problems. But we are here today demanding action. Let's let every person in that building hear our voices. I'm going to introduce Ula to let us know why we're here. Ula, come on. Hi everyone, I'm Ula, I'm a junior. So I want to start out by saying the amount of students here is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for coming out to support the cause. So last night in an email to parents, Principal Levy stated, "We asked you to encourage your students to stay in school during the school day on Friday so that you can not negatively impact their instructional time."
Fuck you, Levy!
Mr. Levy is out here. Are you not missing your instructional time? Mr. Levy seems to care more about us missing class than he does the survivors in his school. Multiple times during his assemblies, he told us he would watch over us how he wishes his own children will be watched over. Would Mr. Levy let his children walk the halls with abusers?
No!
This Monday, to discuss a sexual assault that happened over the weekend, a group of students went to his office. They asked basic questions about the protocol for responding to sexual assault. They were told multiple times that they were being too emotional and that they were too emotional to talk to him.
That's shit! Bullshit!
They were told that they were sorry they felt a sexual assault had occurred.
It happened!
As students, we deserve more. We deserve to have our questions answered and our voices heard. We are all here for the same reason, to show Mr. Levy and the school board as a community we do not accept this recent behavior. It is not just a women's issue. Sexual assault affects everyone regardless of their gender identity. We deserve to feel safe and protected in our schools. We find the lack of action by the school unacceptable. This is not a new problem. Sexual assault has been ignored in schools for years. Mr. Levy and the administration will take immediate action when he sees the news for fighting. Why do they not care about our victims, about our survivors? Why is that not as important? As students and as a community, we refuse to comply with this. And that is why we're here today. We're here to show the district that we will not stand down. We are here to show survivors that they are not alone. We are here to demand safe schools. Each and every one of you being here is making a difference. Thank you for coming out today.
be honest. Rhiannon McGavin. And I need y'all help because it starts off with a knock-knock joke, okay? Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Great joke.
Great joke, too.
Great joke who's not fucking funny.
Woo!
Don't worry, we're good victims. We won't cry too loud or demand your attention or ask for trigger warnings. Men like to use the excuse, boys get raped too when they hear women talking about their personal experiences. Boys get raped should be the whole sentence. If you're only acknowledging their trauma to silence female survivors, then you're a scumbag. Second, all the male survivors we know kick your teeth in for saying that. If your friends who aren't survivors can't sympathize with you until they know all the gory details, please get your porn somewhere else. And once you do get their sympathy, it sounds like someone catcalled me once, so I totally get it. Someone stepped on my foot last week. It was a man. I just felt so invaded. And to the boys who write poems to rape girls, don't worry. There's men out there at the end of such a dark tunnel. They'll hold your hand and court and everything. Thank God I'll get some thoughtful dick someday. Those poets will tell you, violets are growing in the shadows under your eyes. It's not violence, it's skin. I know it's skin. It's good skin. It's gonna be skin regardless of what metaphors you attach to it. They'll be there when you cry until my eyes get puffy and red. You won't be tearing off my lace paintings because they were expensive and they make me feel like I'm worth something. Once you figure out that the only time that I deep throat is with a feeding tube at the psych ward, you'll be gone. How do you talk about it when the language is rooting against you? Hey, wanna bang, screw, nail me? Everything is so violent. How to flirt with a rape survivor. Approach slowly and cautiously. Do not make any sudden movements or loud noises. Hey baby, I got anxiety, PTSD, and crushing sexual insecurity. You wanna come back to my place and hold my ear while I vomit? And then the feminists who feel entitled to our poetry and narratives, as they say, under the patriarchy, like all women are constantly threatened by rape. What does that make me? Hold on, guys, I'm turning into a statistic. Holy pepper spray, right, man? I can only see in binary. The woods look like penises. Pull it together for slut walk. Truly, nothing helps survivor of all gender, ethnicity, and economic levels than rich white girls walking around collaborating with the police because the police are historically so good at supporting victims and catching rapists. Getting real tired of slut walk slogans. Don't slut shame me? How about do not refer to me as a slut? Ever. Lingerie is sexy. Consent is a basic human right. We went through our moon goddess phase in 7th grade. Real men don't rape. Oh shit, must have been a ghost then. We just want to know that you're laughing with us because it's ours to joke about. Similar how it's our bruises to poke at and yours to keep away from. Here is a list of demands from our students. I have a list of demands from students and teachers. Education for staff and students on sexual assault and harassment. Clear protocols given to every student on how to report and what will happen after they report sexual assault or harassment. We ask the school district to commit to holding predators accountable and to allow suspensions for more than 5 days or prior to expulsion. We ask the district to commit for a commitment to supporting victims. This means providing resources to allow students to research resources like Rape Crisis Center on school computers, because we are no longer allowed to look those things up. They have blocked any and all resources regarding to rape, sexual assault, and awareness.
Bullshit!
Here's the list of demands from our teachers. Teachers, students, and admin are to receive trauma-informed training every year by the Rape Crisis Center. Real student testimony. Discuss power imbalances because our principal has decided to ignore every cry for help that we have given. Teachers to have hard conversations. Additionally, we need to allow students to move away from peers and predators who make them feel unsafe. There is no reason why students should have to walk through the halls and see their assaulters every single day. We as a school need to know how and who to report to with sexual assault and harassment. Hotline numbers should be posted in classes, hallways, and on the back of student IDs, similar to how the suicide hotline is posted on the back of every single body, every single person's student ID. Students should be unblocked from the Rape Crisis Center website and increase the maximum amount of days students can be suspended while an investigation is happening, and investigations need to happen as soon as it is reported. But we have government support. I would love to introduce Senator Melissa Igard. She is not only a graduate from East, but she is one of our senators, and she is furious.
Oh yeah, totally. Chelsea.
Good morning, East.
Good morning!
Raise up. Have your voices heard. Use voices powerful. What is happening is not okay. 1 in 4 people that is here today has already been the victim of sexual violence. 1 in 4 of you has already been the victim of sexual violence. We can stop this. This is not something that is not preventable. But pretending that it is not happening and not hearing the voices of the survivors who are speaking up does not move us forward. You all are changing the narrative and you are saving life. You are supporting one another in a way that the adults in this building need to be hearing. Do not stop until that change occurs. You have the support of the people of this community. You are the leaders, and it is very unfortunate that you have to lead on a conversation like this, when in fact you should know that when you walk into our schools and when you are in our community, that you are safe. That is the goal.
Woo!
You deserve to be safe wherever it is that you are. No means no. Rise up, don't stop. Rise up, don't stop. No means no. I'm introducing 9th grader Catherine. Give her a round of applause. As you heard before, my name is Catherine Brandon, and Principal Levy, this is my response to your apology. I read the email twice, and if you really wanted to apologize, then you either get your head out of your ass and actually start helping us, or quit your damn job. Sorry doesn't fix the single thought in the back of our girls' minds. When will it be me? When? That's the real question. Not if, not maybe, it's a when. And it's going to be a when until you get your act together, until we get our act together. Predators are stalking the halls of East High, and nobody feels safe because we're all prey.
Woo!
All of us. This affects me, you, our parents, our grandparents, everybody. Mr. Levy, this isn't an option anymore. Either you start to help resolve East High's sexual assault problem, or quit your fucking job! I didn't forget about you. This is a fucking plague. Y'all staff not helping, not listening, spreading the idea that nobody grown will listen to you. This mentality that nobody cares and nobody can do anything because there's no proof except for your own word. And apparently that's not enough!
student advisory board right now.
The word no is not in that boy's vocabulary. That boy makes your voice disappear. American culture shows children who they'll be, victim or perpetrator. The boy builds a home inside you. Victim has been redefined as love. 1 in 5 women will experience rape or attempted rape. The boy said you dressed loose. The boy said it's your fault. You wanted it. A pretty dress is not a yes. Sexy underwear is not a yes. I'm not sure is not a yes. She makes me feel uncomfortable, but I'm scared to say no. No resistance is not a yes. He rapes me over and over, leaving me without dignity. 94% of women experience post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms after being raped. Silence is not a yes. He makes you lie to your friends. Drinking is not consent. Alone is not consent. Touching a girl without her consent doesn't make you a man. It makes you a coward. Sexual assault occurs every 73 seconds in the U.S. Close your eyes, walk straight. They drown victims' voices in the radio. Women are not your property. Why am I so afraid of everything? I'm thinking about the relationship that boy has with rape culture. He found empowerment in rape culture like an identity. People get raped because people rape them. And victim blaming, stand with survivors, and the silence.
Thank you. All right, 12th grader Savannah.
I'd like to start by saying I was given permission from the survivor of the case on Saturday to share this before I wrote this. As my friend walked down to the basement to deliver the news at the end of the party, I saw immediately her shocked expression and the tears streaming down her face. Time froze when she spoke, and I went into a robotic state to clean up, to fix everything I possibly could, like I could turn back time, like I could make it better by sweeping tin cans and pizza crusts into a bag. I vividly remember watching that survivor walk out of the bathroom to the big mirror in the dining room and start to brush her hair. She had just showered and it was wet. I'm familiar with the act of standing under a stream of water, wishing you could make it hot enough to burn away the feeling of their hands on your skin. It is a sensation that stays long after they've gone. It's a phantom that wraps around you and makes it hard to breathe. There's an inexplicable shame you feel when you've been treated like your body is not your own. I watched her comb her hair and try to rub away the marks on her neck. They were red and purple, and I held back bile in my throat at the sight of them. Her expression was blank. She didn't cry. She might have been in shock. She might not have wanted to give him the satisfaction of any more parts of herself. The girls around her did cry. It could have been any one of them coincidentally left alone in that corner for just a moment. It could have been any one of them having their soul torn into in that guest bedroom. So we all cleaned up after the party. We got her a glass of water. We threw away soda cans. We wiped down tables. The bed sheets were bagged for evidence. I took photos of the room. Like a statue, that girl sat at the dining table, clinging to her friend's arm like there was nothing else solid in the house. That rapist will never understand what he took from someone that Saturday. No punishment is equitable to the lasting mark you leave on someone long after bruises fade. But it's not even about him, is it? He's taken enough. If I could go the rest of my life not hearing his name again, I would. It's about protecting her, supporting her, helping her build herself back up after he tried to tear her down. That's what we're here to do for all survivors, any race, any gender, any story. This school has not been supportive. All the schools in this district have been lacking in their response and left survivors hanging, left them vulnerable, left them alone. How many people must be hurt, must be made into survivors instead of just being allowed to live? How many before you back up your words with actions? This response is not acceptable, and we are here today to fix that. And most importantly, while we who are here breathe, you are not alone.
Thank you. All right. Senior Tiana. When I was sexually assaulted for the first time, I was about 12 or 13. I knew about sexual sexual assault, but it was one of those things that I thought was sad, but it would never happen to me. I never thought I'd have to go through this alone. Or feel the shame or the guilt, or even like it was my fault. I never thought I'd feel like I was suffocating and trying to gasp for air at such a young age. I never thought about how I didn't know how to report, or about the lack of resources. I never thought it would happen to me once, let alone again. When I was 15, I went to a party at my friend's house, a place where I thought was safe and comfortable. I was tired, so I went to sleep. When I woke up, I felt a foreign being being placed inside of me. I was scared and confused. I didn't fully was aware of what was happening because I was still half asleep. But it was uncomfortable. It was painful. The tears ran down my face as I pleaded for him to stop. Shut the fuck up, bitch, and quiet down is what he said to me as I called for the names of the other people in the house. It felt like an eternity for someone to hear my plea. But I was fortunate enough for someone to come there to help me. I had learned from the first time. I knew that I was ready to get some help. So I went to my family members, I went to the school teachers. No one listened to me. I spent the next year suffering in silence, seeing him in public, seeing his friends at the school, knowing what they did, and knowing that they didn't have any repercussions for what they did. It's taken me 3 years to talk about it, and even now I still cry. I still feel the pain. My fight wasn't and isn't over. Since I was never able to get help, it's been extremely difficult for me to talk about my experience. I still have nightmares about him. I can still feel his hands on my body. Some nights I can't sleep because I'm scared I'm gonna wake up crying or feel it. Most days I feel like I'm starting to get better, but here we are today, listening to other brave and strong people share their stories. Some of their stories happen in school, some of them happen out. Some may have gotten help or justice, but not for all. It started making me feel like it's getting hard to breathe again. Wanting to wear the baggy clothes all the time. Wanting to skip school because I don't feel safe or comfortable. I'm sharing my story today because I want to help make a community where survivors can tell their story and feel safe. I'm fighting back so that others don't have to feel the way I have. If you are feeling alone, or like you can't speak up, or it's hard to breathe, I'm here to let you know that you're not alone, and that you can talk to any of us up here, regardless of if you're a female, male, or non-binary. This is a safe place where you can go get the help you need.
Thank you so much for sharing that. We're going to bring up 9th grader Vivian.
Hi, my name is Vivian and I am a survivor. I am a survivor of sexual assault, rape, abuse, and harassment. A survivor of being catcalled and followed home at age 12. A survivor of old men making inappropriate comments to me before I could even understand the rest of it. A survivor of being catfished by an old man who was later arrested for being part of a sex trafficking ring. I was 13. A survivor of shuffling down the hallway pressed against the wall so I wouldn't be the victim of Slap-Ass Friday in 6th grade. A survivor of being sexually abused from ages 10 to 13 almost every other day without one person knowing. The sad thing is, it wasn't a stranger. It was one of my best friends. Someone who was supposed to be helping me through my hardships, but instead she was causing them. I felt so invalidated when I first started to bring this up to friends because girls can't rape girls. I remember health class, 5th grade, learning about
Take it somewhere else! Take that shit somewhere else! Take that shit out! Fuck off! Get right here!
We need this to be as peaceful as possible. We don't do that here. It's supposed to be real peaceful. This is not about y'all right now. It's about listening and hearing.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Be respectful.
You can go.
That's your
close friend what happened. Her response shocked me. The same thing happened to her by the same person. This person in total has 10 victims. I tried completely cutting my rapist out of my life so I could begin to recover, but found it difficult to do so when she lived a block away from me. Was in my middle school and we had many mutual friends. So I decided I wouldn't let her get off without consequences. I started to share my story. I shared it on social media with my friends and family and even her parents. Then she moved schools and now I have a restraining order against her. I know so many people who have gone through something like this, and to them I want to say that you are valid and you are strong. After completing months of intensive care therapy, I can say this. I am not just my body. I am not just a victim. I am an artist, an activist, a proud, queer, gender fluid person, and I am a survivor.
All right, we're introducing Senior Lily.
I am 10 years old. The hole in the fence where we would run through each other's yard is thick with ivy, and it's a hot summer day. I'm wearing a tight t-shirt and plaid shorts. My friend's older brother is barking at me to get inside. It's hot out. What are you doing out there? Okay. I'm nervous and uneasy. I've been invited inside before, but it has been met with unwanted fingers in my hair, praising me for how good I was, how small I was, how pretty I was. I was 10 years old. I looked for my best friend and cannot find him. I asked if we were playing video games today or if we're playing with foam swords. I am met with a chuckle about how we are too old to be doing that anymore. He is only 3 years older than me. My arm is yanked on and I am pulled upstairs. I start yelling for help because he is digging his fingernails into my arm and tears start to pool in my eyes. I am stuck in a nightmare where no one can hear me and the pain is searing and blood gets all over the sheets. I'm 10 fucking years old. I meet with a school counselor 4 months later. My legs are bouncing and my hands are balled in fists. My eyes are red. I tell her what happened. She calls my parents, asks me if I'm okay, and sends me back to class. I sit with a friend feeling like a noose is slowly tightening around my neck. I cannot be at school without feeling like the air that I'm breathing is the same as a rapist, and that I cannot wash him off even after 4 showers every day. I cannot be at home without thinking about what he's doing to someone else, about an invisible pair of eyes trained to my back while I'm changing into my clothes. I was 10 years old. I am a woman. I am now 18 years old, and I'm a senior at East High School. Every person I know at this school and in this world either knows someone who is a victim of sexual assault, harassment, violence, or rape with stories just like mine. The system that was supposed to protect me didn't do anything, but instead gave me a pat on the back and sent me home. I wasn't given any support, and I was 10 fucking years old. It is time to reform our system, to make children aware of sexual assault, to make kids in school safer, and for rapists to kick kids out of MMSD. Fuck the system, and fuck Bob McCartney! Thank you!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey!
All right, let's bring up Noelle.
Although I may look young, like you guys, nothing happened. We kept going. So, what did I do? I went to the school. That same day. That same day I went to the school. Had a rape kit done. And had to face my rapist again. Eye to eye. And guess what happened? The school believed him over me. Over me. Even though I had all the proof, the school failed me as well. I am so proud of all of you that are out here tonight, today. Seriously, this takes a lot of courage. And the reason I'm here is because we all need to speak up. This has to end.
The Madison police failed me. I will not stand by while more people get silenced and ignored. I'm a senior now. My time here has come full circle. And not a day goes by where I'm not shadowed by the shame and fear, trapped in the memories. This is the life of survivors. We move on, but we never forget. So please, share their stories. Stand at their sides. Listen and learn. Nobody fought for me, so today we fight for us. Because nobody deserves to fight alone.
All right, sophomore Alex.
got you.
We love you.
Address, his full name and everything, and they did nothing. They only got me out of the class because I was doing shitty in that class, but they still did fucking nothing. They didn't talk to his parents or anything. They just sat there and listened to me cry and didn't say shit. So, I hope I see the rest of you fucking hell. And if you're out here today, Eddie, Garduno Ugalde, I hope you fucking rot in hell, you piece of fucking shit!
All right, we're bringing up Liam.
Hello, my name is Liam. I am a 9th grader or a freshman, and I was sexually assaulted when I was 10 years old. I can never forget that day. Most of you guys know Willie Street Fest. It was Sunday, September 17th. I just came back from the fest and I was going to visit my friend. It was just becoming dark and she wasn't home, so I walked home. I live a block away from her, and I was sexually assaulted a block away from my house in a park that I had been at most of my life. I never knew who he was. A fucking stranger. Somehow, I don't know if that's better or worse. I know he's out there somewhere. He grabbed me, his penis was out at me, and he tried to rape me. Thankfully, I was fortunate enough to get away. I wasn't raped. Thank fucking God, I wasn't raped. I ran home and I didn't tell anyone. I did the dishes and I went to bed because I thought it was my fault. I thought 10-year-old me wearing tomboy orange shorts and a shirt I got from my Girl Scout troop, I thought it was my fault.
It's not her fault!
And you guys are right, it's not my fault. I only told my best friends 2 years later, and I only told my parents this year because I thought it was my fault. And there's so many women and people who think it is their fault. It's not your fault.
It will never be your fault.
Not your fault. And while I will never know who that man was, and I will never know where he is and what he is doing, I see his face in every single man I look at. And I am afraid to walk the halls of my own school. I am afraid of my own peers. And God damn it, this school and the administration is doing nothing about it. I do not want an apology. I want to see how things are changing. How is it that, 4 years ago, this has happened and nothing has changed? How is it that I want to see a change. Fucking change. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, 10th grader Lexi.
When I was in 7th grade, I was sexually harassed by an adult teacher at Blackhawk Middle School. I was walking through the hallways, and keep in mind, I had known him for about 2 weeks. He was constantly going up to me, saying hi. I thought it was going to be friendly interaction until I walked past him one day in a little red dress. I was only 13, and he said, "You have a body like that in 7th grade?" This man was probably 60, so I didn't tell a fucking soul. I didn't want to tell anyone, and all my friends told me, "You need to tell, you need to tell, you need to tell." I was terrified to speak up because I didn't think anyone would believe me. And sure enough, no teachers did. I told the principal, "Principal, Mr. Sims." I told him, I said, "He sexually harassed me, a child, at your middle school. What are you going to do about it?" He said, "He wouldn't do that. I would walk through fire for that teacher." You need to walk through fire for your students. I didn't feel safe going to school wearing any dresses, any shorts, any tank tops, anything that revealed my skin because I was so terrified that I would see him again in the hallway. And it would get worse. And he would touch me, and he would grab my shoulders, and he would try to give me hugs. It was so fucking scary. I can't. We're here for you.
You got this!
You need to be able to walk through fire for your students, and if you cared about them, you would be out here trying to make a change, and you would be out here trying to fix this too. Instead of defending a rapist and ignoring our calls for help, ignoring what we have to say, you need to listen to our voices, and you need to listen to all the students that are out here speaking up today. Our feelings matter.
All right, let's bring up Maya. Okay, my bad, Maya's been a go, but I want to make a quick announcement. Not only are all of the high schools in the district walking out, so are elementary schools and middle schools. Our middle school students saying that they are here to support and show solidarity with us because not only has the district failed us, but they have failed them as well. I'm a senior. And before I start my speech, Mr. Levy, I'm gonna look you right in your fucking eyes. Three of his students had to go 2 times yesterday and 1 time this morning to put up fucking signs of this protest. You took down these fucking posters. You're a horrible, horrible person. You're trying to get parents to not get up to come here. Fuck you! Now I'm on the beach. So I attended Sherman Middle School for 3 years for all my pre-adolescents. During that time, in 7th grade, I was sexually assaulted in my class. We believe you! I do this with boys who thought it was okay to touch me. I laughed it off because I thought it was just funny because that was the environment at that school. You know, games like chicken and slap ass Friday, you know, just so funny, ha ha ha. Even the teachers knew that was shit was going on. Teachers and peers saw me get sexually assaulted that day and said nothing.
also who are being harassed were black women. Black women as a whole have been sexualized since the days of slavery. We were seen as the Jezebel, exotic, promiscuous, which gave men the assumption that we wanted to be touched or have sex with them with any man that looked our way. This is completely and horribly false and wrong. I was always been sexualized at a young age. Oh, you have a big butt. Oh, you're so voluptuous. I'm 10 years fucking old. Why are you looking at me like that? You fucking pedophile?
Woo!
I remember one day at school, a couple of classmates who go to this school, and a girl trying to make a dare to touch my ass while I was walking up the fucking hallway. What the fuck is wrong with you? Especially to the girl who was in on it too. Fuck you! Fuck you! They all knew this shit was going on. They all knew. We all please protect black women, but we're failing. Black women deserve to be respected and honored. Black women are not just your sexual objects. We deserve so much more. Especially you, Mr. Levy, you have to do better as a black man.
Disfraces de Halloween juntos y jugábamos en el mismo equipo de fútbol. También era mi vecino. En nuestra familia es normalizado escuchar a nuestros mayores por respeto. Esto también significa permitir tenerles la última palabra y cualquier respuesta se podría hacer como contraataque. tocaron en mi puerta. Estaba en casa con mi hermano y íbamos a ir a practicar todos juntos. Dentro de los 5 minutos que fue mi mamá a encender el auto y sacar nuestras cosas, mi niñez se llevó. Sus manos ásperas, como papel de lija, pasaron por mi piel, llegando a partes de mi cuerpo, las mismas áreas que ahora han sido marcadas. Pensarías que un no fuera suficiente, pero para él no. Las palabras no y por favor para ser...
¡Te amo!
Se desvió constantemente y él seguía sin detenerse. Luego me dejó en la habitación, sin disculpas nada. Me sentí tan mal y me dio a mí misma y me culpé por tanto tiempo. No puedo hablar porque no sabía cómo hacerlo. Me dijeron que hablara, pero ¿cómo podía hacer esto en este caso? Nadie me creería por el hecho de que vieron cómo era nuestra amistad de primos. No fue hasta meses después que lo admitió. Incluso entonces no se hizo mucho. Hasta el día de hoy él todavía está presente en cada reunión familiar, vacaciones, fiestas y en todas partes. No hablo con él, ni siquiera me dirijo a su presencia. Años después, todavía tengo miedo de estar cerca de él. Siento miedo verlo entrar a las habitaciones donde están los niños durante la reunión. ¿Ha cambiado o será más cuidadoso hacia el respecto? Lo veo con nuestros primos, sobrinos y sobrinas y entro porque temo que algo les pase a ellos también. Boys will be boys. I was older than him by a year. He was my closest cousin. We planned to do dual Halloween costumes and played on the same team. He was also my neighbor. In our family, it was normalized to listen to elders out of respect. This also meant allowing them to have the last word, and any answer back was considered bad talk. He always brought up the fact that he was tougher and stronger than me, and I never thought anything about it. That was until one day there was a knock on my door. I was home with my brother, and cousins were getting dropped off to go to practice together. Within the 5 minutes that my mom went to turn on the car and drop off our stuff, my childhood was taken. His raspy sandpaper-like hands passed over my skin, reaching parts of my body that have now scarred me. You think that a no would be enough, but not for him. The words no and please stop continuously being said to him, and he still didn't stop. He then left me in the room. No apology, nothing. I felt sick and I hated and blamed myself for so long. I couldn't speak up because I didn't know how to. I was taught to, but how could I in this case? No one would believe me due to the fact that they saw how our bond was. It wasn't until months later that he admitted to it. Even then, not much was done. Till this day, he is still around. Family reunions, holidays, parties, everywhere. I don't talk to him or address his presence. Years later, I still fear being near him. I fear others being near him. Seeing him going into rooms where kids are during get-togethers scares me. Has he changed, or will he be more cautious about it? I see him, and I'm scared that he will do something to someone else. Tenemos que acabar con la masculinidad tóxica y el machismo. Debemos ser la fuerza y el apoyo que necesitan nuestros padres, madres, hermanos, hermanas y etcétera. Sobrevivientes callados por temor de no ser creídos, temor de exclusión y estigma cultural. Y no solamente hacia ellos, sino hacia sus familias también. Estas pláticas no serán tapadas ni ignoradas. Debemos de hablar. Ustedes les creemos y estamos con ustedes. Estamos aquí para ustedes. No es su culpa, no están solos. We have to end toxic masculinity and machismo. We must be the strength and support that our mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, etc. need. Survivors, silent for fear of not being believed, fear of exclusion and cultural stigma. And not only towards them, but towards their families as well. These thoughts will not be covered up
You are not alone.
All right, we want to thank everybody for staying out here. Your absences speak volumes, and we know it's cold, but thank you for staying engaged. We really appreciate it. So we had some people submit anonymous stories, and we're going to read those now. Thank you for submitting if you did.
He forced himself on me in the hallway. Kissed me and touched me, obvious to my discomfort, while teachers watched and did nothing. My panic attacks were attributed to the dropping of my grades. My parents were never contacted. After I told a staff member about how he raped me in my own bedroom, I was informed that they had already known, and I couldn't do anything because they weren't the police. I continued to go to school with him until he was arrested.
In 9th grade, I had to drop choir because the person who sexually assaulted me was in the class and couldn't be moved out. I emailed the district requesting for him to be moved and never got a response. As a result, my grades dropped due to the stress of seeing him every day. And as a solution, I got transferred to study hall. I was also sexually assaulted by my ex-boyfriend, and I was too scared to tell the school because they didn't do anything to help me the last time. I had to sit near him in 3 classes and have daily interactions with the man who stole my innocence, happiness, trust, and the feeling of control over my body. We need to have resources for people who, like me, need support and a safe space. If we would have had more resources and education on the different types of sexual assault and relationship violence, I wouldn't have taken a year to realize that what he did was wrong. I am also so grateful that you are standing up for the victims like me who had to suffer in silence. Thank you.
I just moved to the school, and even though I try my best to stay modest, I still got sexually assaulted and my personal space was interrupted. That guy made me scared of what might happen. Of what more might happen. Maybe I'd get raped or something. A week later, a friend of mine gets raped. This makes me even more scared. The whole week after a guy assaulted me, I was afraid of going to school. I ended up reporting it, and the staff was supportive of me. But it's been 2 days since I've talked to the staff here. I was told they will check the security cameras to learn more about what happened, but I don't think it takes 2 days to look at footage from a given date and time.
I was sexually assaulted in history. After I told the guy many times to stop, he kept lifting his foot up to where it was closer and closer to my, I got up to go to the bathroom, not knowing the boy is following me. So I looked behind to talk to a teacher, but I couldn't because he was watching the whole time, smiling and laughing. They told me to sit back down, back to where everything all started. Then he went on with the class not caring of what just happened.
I am a junior at East High School. 3 weeks ago, I was using the restroom in the all-gender restroom when a boy came in and I tried to exit as fast as I could, but he locked the door and blocked me from leaving. He cornered me and pulled up my shirt, then pulled my pants off and assaulted me. I reported it to my counselor, but was told because there was no evidence, nothing could be done. I see my attacker every day. We have multiple classes together.
There was this one older teacher who always made me feel really uncomfortable making weird comments about my body. He touched my bottom purposely and always had some type of weird physical contact with me.
nothing happened to that teacher. Boys from this school used to play truth or dare with their friends in class, and the dare would often be to slap girls' asses in the class. This happened to me multiple times and more to other girls.
I was leaving my class to go to the bathroom when I noticed that a boy who had been harassing me for months was following me down the hall. I sped up, scared and alone in the empty hallway. I rushed into the bathroom and felt a sense of relief, expecting to be safe. But I could still hear him coming closer to the door. He was a big kid, aggressive, strong, scary. I knew I wouldn't be able to hold the door closed for long. I grabbed to a wooden door wedge and kicked it as tightly under the door as I could, jamming it shut. Then I locked myself in a stall. I heard him try to open the door once, a pause, twice, and he was angry. He said he just wanted to talk to me. He said he just wanted to see me. He said he wouldn't hurt me. After a few more times, he pushed past the door jamb and pounded on the stall door. Open up, he said. You're all alone. He said, you can't stay in there forever, he said. I knew this, but I also knew that what stood on the other side of the door, I would have waited in that stall forever. Eventually, he gave up, went back to class like it was some casual, everyday interaction he just had. I couldn't move from my safe, locked stall, the only thing that stood between me and a rapist. When I reported this, he got nothing but a scowl and a finger wave because he didn't know what he was doing, because he didn't know what you wanted, because he didn't know you were scared, because he didn't know any better. Because.
And I just wanted to announce too that there are people here from the Rape Crisis Center, Heather and Bree. Heather is in a pink jacket, and Bree is in a black and red jacket. They're in the back if anyone needs to talk to them. Oh, they're raising their hands right there. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Alrighty, y'all, time for the chants. Y'all already know them. Let's just get it going. No justice!
No peace! No rapists at east! No justice, 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 no peace! No rapists at east! Hey! Ho ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! Peace! No rapists at east! No justice, no peace! No rapists at east!
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to go!
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to go!
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to go!
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to go!
Hey, hey!
Ho ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey hey! Ho ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey hey! Oh, please. No justice at east! No justice, no peace! No rapists at east! No justice, no peace! No rapists at east! No justice, no peace! No rapists at east!
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to
No
go!
matter what we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to
No
go!
matter what we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to
No
go!
matter what we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to go!
All right. All right, y'all, listen up. Hey, y'all, listen up. So we have a senior here, Elise, who's going to share some words.
Talk louder!
You're holding it backwards.
I was 20 feet away. I was 20 feet away from the sexual assault that happened on Saturday. There There were people in the backyard, there were people downstairs, there were people in the room over, and it still happened. Saturday was a wake-up call for me, and I think for other people at that party too. The survivor's life was changed forever that night, and it could have been anyone. My best friend, me. Rapists can ruin someone's life in an instant, yet they walk away with no consequences. People that have experienced sexual assault deal with that trauma for the rest of their life. The sobs that I heard from the girls that night will haunt me for the rest of my life. On Monday, people were leaving class because they felt unsafe sitting next to sexual assaulters. People were leaving class because they were having anxiety and panic attacks. Sexual assault is interrupting our education. These programs. School seems to think that we want to be here, fighting for ourselves and our friends in a place that should represent safety. I know, not feel, Mr. Levy. I know a sexual assault happened, and I know it has been happening to MMSD students, even on school property. And it has been happening for years. I feel physically ill when I think of all the people who have faced sexual assault and had no support here at school. So we are sick of empty promises. We're sick of your prayers. We're sick of your apologies. We want action. Repeat after me. MMSD. Don't stand with rapists. Stand with me.
MMSD, don't stand with rapists, stand with me! 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 MMSD, don't stand with rapists, stand with me!
Woo! Now listen, I'm going to introduce my friend Z, one of the most passionate people I have ever met in my life. Y'all give it up for her.
Hey everyone, I'm the one that started the petition, and I would like to say thank you all for signing the petition that started. No, I am not a victim of sexual assault or abuse, but I am here right now speaking today to let others know I deeply support them, especially the victims. I started this petition due to the fact that one of our students was sexually abused. This complaint was addressed to the principal, and the person who did this crime was also addressed. The principal didn't do anything, bro.
Jack shit!
Instead of taking accountability to make sure that this predator who did this sexual crime got some type of punishment for his wrongdoing. He ain't do shit! It was simply not taken care of. Instead, Mr. Levy swept the whole situation under the carpet and did nothing about it, proving that he does not care nor respect the victim that was sexually assaulted. Strongly that this must be taken care of because of the simple fact, metaphorically speaking, it's like he told all of the victims to hush and be quiet and put a piece of tape on their mouth so they deal with the pain alone. And that's not right.
Fuck you, Levy! Fuck Levy!
And I'm up here not just speaking for her, I'm speaking for many other victims of sexual assault and abuse. And the principal did nothing. I'm going to say it again. You didn't do nothing, and I'm extremely disappointed. I find it funny how they always set these rules that we should abide by. And if something is wrong, they tell us, oh, go talk to a teacher about it. Oh, go talk to a principal about it. But once we do, they ignore the situation and sweep it under the carpet because they don't know how to deal with themselves. They act like little children themselves, no matter how old they are. Woo! They try to communicate or solve the issue. Honestly, what type of sense does that make? This is why many of us feel the need to take the actions into our own hands. Because we have principals like him and adults like him who don't help us out. And when we act on the decisions ourselves, we get punished? Why? Why? It just doesn't feel right with me. And instead, this principal decided to
Levy's
And we speak up, and when we speak up, y'all call us disrespectful. But I'm gonna come up here and speak up anyway, because I know some people that were sexually assaulted, and I love them to the bottom of my heart. And I'm gonna do everything I can to get up here and speak for them, because they know they probably can't speak for themselves. Due to the things that they went through, it's hard to talk about. It's not a joke, it's not a game. Yes, I identify myself as a female. I am a lesbian. I'm a stud. I'm gay. Us as women have to deal with so much, from having cycles to having babies. And now half of the women all over the world are being raped and abused. And this has been happening for centuries, not just decades, not just generations, centuries, since the beginning of slavery and before slavery. Toxic masculinity must end. It no longer has a place here. This is a new era. We do not allow toxic masculinity. All of the predators, we will get your ass. We will not stop until justice is served and until these predators get what they deserve. Until this principal gets fired for not acting upon a victim. Sexual abuse, if no one believes you, I believe you.
Oh, okay, chill.
3,000 people want you gone, Levy!
Alrighty, what's up, guys? My name's Lee. And I'm going to explain why our school is becoming an unsafe space for all the queer youth here. So here's the thing. Queer people are so much more likely to be assaulted than straight people. 61% of bisexual women are assaulted or raped. 40% of gay men have been raped. These percentages are similar for every person in the queer community. Every person in the queer community is at risk for sexual assault at a higher percentage than straight cis people. Our school has a lot of people who identify in the queer community. And, I mean, I do. I'm a pan-romantic asexual, and also, in case no one knows what asexual means, I don't experience sexual attraction. Woo! Here's the thing about that. I wasn't able to come out until now because I was so scared because of all the stupid horror stories that I've heard about asexual people who've been told that they could be changed by someone because they're just so good at sex. What? That's not a thing.
Fuck that!
That's not real. And it sucks because this happens to so many people at our school. And if anything did happen to me, I could not report it. Because I would not feel comfortable, because I don't think my voice would be heard, and I don't think any of our voices would be heard at this moment. And that should not be okay.
No!
The school and our entire district needs to step up and do better for all of us so that everybody in our school can be safe. Whether you are straight or not, whoever you are, you need to feel safe.
I should probably get the speech out. Sorry. Got a little caught up. Anyways, on Wednesday night when I was sitting in my room researching these statistics in my own presence, it was devastating. That's the one word I can use to describe it most. It was devastating to see that 1 in every 2 transgender individuals are assaulted in their lifetime. That is 50% of trans people. I could be standing next to my best friend, and one of us would have been assaulted.
and we would have to carry that trauma with us for the rest of our lives. 1 in 5 transgender individuals are kicked out of their homes by their families who are not supportive of their identity. While being in those shelters, 22% of those individuals are assaulted, just in the shelters. We need to protect our trans friends and our trans family. Yep. We have lost too many. We have lost too many trans lives due to suicide. It's too many. We need to make sure we're reaching out to our trans friends and making sure that they aren't struggling. And if they are, we need to provide that support for them.
Yeah.
It's happened too many times and I'm sick of it. Thank you.
Let's give it up one more time for Chris.
I feel horrible as someone I once thought of a friend that walked past. I feel horrible as someone I once thought of a friend that walked past me life with me as I cried in the basement hallway. Started as friendly joking, flirting, turned into having my ass grabbed, hands on my stomach in front of students and my teacher. Me slamming my body into the wall while nervously laughing, trying not to get my ass grabbed. I do the same back, trying to play along with the joke. I tell my friends while laughing while they stare at me with a straight face. They tell me that's not okay. I try to tell them to stop and they do. Until one last comment and tug at my shirt made me scream at both him and the teacher who had made a comment towards me, while both of them watched while this happened. I was too embarrassed to go back, to face this classroom that I might have made a fool of myself in front of. I post about it on my social media and turn my phone off, still playing in my mind that this is all a joke. I feel sad, and I feel like it's my fault for ruining a little classroom friendship.
Not your fault!
I know it's not my fault to be grabbed and feel comfortable what I wear. I'm done forcing myself to be okay with being forced into sexual situations. I'm done being used to having to give myself to others because I feel obligated. I remember having full-blown panic attacks before going over to my last partner's house during the first part of the pandemic. Not understanding why I would shake and tell my parents that I'd rather kill myself than go visit my boyfriend. Barely talking, planning every conversation in my head so it wouldn't be awkward. Turned to us covering up the awkwardness of sex. When I'd cry or feel uncomfortable, it was silence. A really mean silence. I could tell they were mad. Now I'm healing, but I still have panic attacks with new partners. And I see the faces of people who sexually hurt me and the people I love. It hurts to know that men and our peers can scare us sometimes. And I hope we can relearn to fully trust again. You are all so fucking strong, and I know I'm strong too.
All right, everybody, can we get another clap for Valentine, please? Alrighty, you guys, we're back again with the chants, but I just need you guys to understand. We're chanting for change. We're chanting for awareness. We're not just doing this for no reason. You guys are here for a reason. Yeah! Everybody to participate in this chant. No justice!
No peace! No rapists at ease! No justice, no peace! No rapists at ease! No justice, no peace! No rapists at ease! Justice, no peace! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sexual violence has got to go! Hey, hey! No peace! No rapists at ease! No justice, no peace! No rapists at ease!
No matter where we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to go!
No matter where we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to go!
What we wear, no matter where we go!
Sexual violence has got to go!
No matter where we wear, no matter where we
So let me tell you all something. That quote-unquote locker room talk is what perpetrates sexual assault.
Woo!
Your constant sexualization and belittling treatment of women is what perpetrates sexual assault. Not doing nothing when you witness someone regardless of gender being sexually assaulted is what perpetrates sexual assault.
Yeah.
And associates for being held accountable for sexual assault makes you part of the problem. To educate yourself on sexual harassment and assault makes you part of the problem.
Yeah.
And the schools to catcall and to treat women as mere objects makes you part of the problem. Only being here because you don't want to look bad, and not because you are better with people in our society witnessing and being victims of sexual assault makes you part of the problem. In order to eradicate this social issue, all of us must rid ourselves of cowardice, ignorance, bigotry, and contentedness with this shit. Let's continue to come together to protect our victims. Let's continue to rally against contentedness and ignore and ignorance of sexual assault culture. So when I say protect our victims, you say yeah, protect our victims.
Protect our victims.
Protect our victims.
Yeah.
11th grader Ada. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
First of all, thank you all for being here. This is so important to me, and not only me, every girl in this school who is a victim and a survivor.
Woo!
Alright. Now one thing I'm gonna say before I get into my whole thing with leaving. The people here who have sexually assaulted someone or raped someone, I know who you are and I can see you. Hey, get the fuck out! Alright. Leaving? I know you can see me. I'm looking in your eyes right now. Hi. What's up? I'm the girl you shushed. I'm the girl you told me to shut up. You ignored me. On that assembly. At that assembly on Friday. Fuck you! Fuck you! Do you see where silencing me got you? You look stupid.
Get back!
You're an idiot for letting girls have to walk around their rapists every day. I know. Okay, victim. I know how much it hurts, and I know how it feels to see the person that destroyed your life just casually walk by. And the fact that you're letting that happen to us when you talk shit about us being your children is bullshit.
Get fucked up! 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 You're a fucking coward!
You fucking idiot! Fuck out of here! Where is he? Why is he so short?
Every victim here that I know that I don't know, you are so valid and you are so loved. I am here for you. We're all here for you. I believe you.
first time someone touched me. And I had to watch that person sit in class with me every day. And I didn't even know what it meant. I still don't know. I don't understand what happened to me that day. And it continued to happen. And then I moved here. And then I got sexually assaulted in the bathroom of the place that I felt the most safe. Everything was taken away from me. I lost my innocence. It destroyed me. You can't, it's not fair. To let the person that destroyed someone walk around this fucking school right in front of them because it hurts. It really it fucking hurts.
That's bullshit! Bullshit! Stop it going on! Bullshit! We support you! You're so
You can do this! Not alone! Thank you, all of you, for being here and supporting me and supporting everybody else. This is so important, and it's so important that it's finally getting recognized. And I'm so glad that so many people are here. You are all so appreciated, and thank you so much.
Introduce my good sis, Miss Nakia Rowe. Hey y'all. Hey. Y'all gonna have to bear with me because the anger that feels my soul is taking over me right now.
Her.
Hey. Take a moment to talk about our dear principal, Mr. Levy. Yeah, okay. And you know, guys, I'm direct, so I'm gonna need y'all to get out the way because I want eye contact.
Yes, sir! Oh, shit! The Red Sea Park!
Quiet down, please, and thank you! So intolerable. Someone so self-absorbed to the point where you cannot take accountability for your actions. I have never come across a person that's so incapable of meeting the basic human rights or basic standards of being a principal. I have never met someone who says, oh, I want to do better and I want to hold myself accountable, and then cry in front of us saying how much you wanted to make a difference, and then sending an email telling that we shouldn't do what we've been doing. Wow. You look goofy.
Bullshit!
Putting it lightly!
To continue to fail, all of us, that you need to take accountability for that. That the students here are insensitive, intolerable, self-absorbed, and cry too much, and we're taking it personal.
Oh, so good.
It is personal. It's not business. And most importantly, we're here to talk about the sexual assault cases that you have heard about, that we've come to you with. And you're saying that boys will be boys.
Fuck you!
You fucking bitch!
Well, here's my answer to that. Roll the fuck up. Like to an adult perspective, because you've been that for over a decade.
Get out of our school!
We will not stop. We will not
back down. We will not let you use all your authority against us. If you are not willing to meet our standards and meet our demands, which you have proven time and time again when we have come to you that you're not, and you're not fit, and that's fine. Because us,
He has to go. He has to go.
He has to go. He has to go. He has to go. He has to go. He has to go. He has to
you are
go.
not willing to meet these standards, simple, we will find somebody that can. You were not the beginning of East High School, and you damn sure not going to be the end. And just like you said, that was spoken to you from the real keepers of the tower. Also like to say to the male victims, the victims who are non-binary, we see you, we believe you, and we love you. Fuck with the wrong shit. You think you can run this school like a fucking tyrant? You're mistaken. You really fuck with the wrong school. We are wrong. You fuck with the wrong fucking school. Now, we've spoken to you. We've let you speak to us. If you're not going to do something, there's going to be more days like this. Because let me tell you something, anybody that know me and grew up with me, I don't stop. And we won't, and won't.
So in conclusion, what's good?
All right, I'm going to introduce Senior Jordan.
Oh, keep going back. You don't know. Thank you.
Direction towards everyone in this school. After today, we can't presume back to normal. We have to remember this. We need to presume, we can't presume like nothing happened. You have to hold your friends, your peers accountable for their actions. You have to hold them not only accountable for their actions, but for their words, the way they treat people, the way they go about their life. We can't continue this way of perpetuating the rape culture in not only our school, but our society. Woo! Take a good look around. Who you see today? Who you standing here? Who's standing here? Look around, everyone. Look around. Look at your friends. Look at the people that go to school from other schools. And just remember this moment. It's when you're walking around school on Monday, when we're going to school for the rest of the year. Listen to how people talk. Do they really care about this movement, or are they just here for show? Call people out for the jokes they make, the locker room talk that they have. Not only boys, girls too. Everything. Don't allow their jokes to fly. Don't let them tell you you're acting crazy, you're overreacting. Because that's what continues our rape culture. That's what continues this issue. He didn't do what he did because he just thought it was okay. People allowed it built up over time. He thought it was okay because his friends, his peers, his family, whoever influenced him, made him think that that was okay. And it's not okay. Now please, all I ask you is continue this. Keep this momentum up, because we can't just let things die down and go back to normal. You have to keep fighting. This is a continuous fight. It's not a trend. Keep it going.
our 9th grade student. His name is Keith. Please give it up and give support and love.
Hi everyone, my name is Keith. I use he, they pronouns and I'm in 9th grade. And the first time I was sexually assaulted, I remember it clearly. I was 2 years old and I had to grow up with the person because I didn't know it was wrong. I remember laying in the bed and then feeling scared because I didn't know what they were doing was wrong. I remember I held this in for 10 years, and then when I finally got the courage to speak about it with my therapist, the first thing they asked was, do you remember, and are you sure that that happened?
You are
I remember having the therapist tell my parents for me because I was too scared. Except the one thing I wish that they would have done is actually told them, because I told them and they didn't say anything. So I had to sit in the car with my father and try to explain why I was so upset. I remember trying to tell my mom, and instead of actually trying to listen to me, she just sobbed and made it about her.
That ain't cool.
No.
Bullshit.
I remember my mom, after she was done crying, she supported me and was really happy I had good friends. I remember sitting in the car with her while she cried and told me how it happened to her and how she was angry that I didn't tell her, and that was the one thing I was scared about. In my mind, if I said anything, I would make people disappointed that I didn't do anything, even though I had no clue it was wrong.
Not your fault.
Not your fault.
I remember I tried to commit suicide in 6th grade, and that was when I finally got the therapist I needed. I remember laying in the bed and just feeling like horrible because I knew what I was doing. And I knew that people still wanted me around. But in my mind, because of what people did to me, I didn't deserve to be around. I thought it was my fault, and that because I didn't say anything for so long, it was no longer valid. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter how long ago it happened, it still matters to this day. I want to thank my friend Bailey and Charlotte and River and Junior for standing up to me.
Thank you. I remember sitting at the lunch table with my friends in 6th grade, and we were talking about the statistics, and they were like, oh, every 1 in 2 people have been sexually assaulted. And it was me and like 5 other my friends, and we looked around, and we all realized we all had been, and we were just laughed it off even though we were all ashamed.
You okay?
I love you. You're so brave.
And I know a lot of you probably are sitting in this crowd and thinking about if it happened to you and what happened. And I need you to know that it did happen. It doesn't matter how long ago it was or who did it. You don't have to be friends with them. You don't have to know them. It doesn't matter if they're a family member. You can still cut them out of your life. I remember growing up, I developed my boobs at a very young age. And I remember growing up being 11 years old and being catcalled like, oh, hey, Shawty, you look sexy as hell. When I was 11 years old, I remember being too scared to turn around the corner away from my dad because I was scared people would touch me. I remember being too scared in crowds to even be around other people when my parents weren't there. I remember being so upset when I saw my dad cry because I didn't tell him, and then when he figured it out, I remember his words clearly of him saying that you are my heartbeat. And you guys all have a heartbeat. You guys all matter.
I would like to take a moment to say to all of the survivors, you are loved. You deserve to be here. You deserve not made it.
I'm setting a timer.
We have a timer set. Please be completely silent. Why some of y'all still talking? That means shut the fuck up. Thank you to those who were actually silent. And to those who were laughing. Wait, no. To those who were laughing, get the fuck out. This isn't funny.
Get out!
If you are laughing and you think this is a joke, you are the problem. Because how would you feel if this was your brother, your sister, your mother, your auntie? This isn't a joke. This isn't funny. Get the fuck out if you think it's funny. Leave if you think it's a joke. Get back! Staff and administration who actually support this movement, we see you and we appreciate you. And the ones who don't, you can get the fuck out as well.
Hey y'all, it's me again. Y'all know me. But anyways, I came back to Josh and Mr. Levy again. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we all seen not this email, but the last one with his apology. After this, or on Monday morning, I feel like all your students would like to hear you come on the announcements like you do every other day and give a verbal apology. And this is a part of us being straight with you. We came to you, you've heard us, we're holding you accountable. Now, this is the moment. You have all weekend. Those 48 hours, you better start meeting our demands. Because you need to. Either start speaking up or get the fuck out! You have an opportunity right now. I'm not saying it's gonna change everything for everybody because, some people are stuck in their ways. But you have a chance, an opportunity to be the loudest and the proudest. Come correct, or don't come at all. And now, what man? Okay, it's back to Amir with the chance, y'all.
Y'all miss me? Let's get loud, y'all. Let's get it.
No rapists at ease. No justice, no peace. 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 Rapists at ease.
Everywhere, no matter where we go.
Sexually harassed now behold.
Everywhere, no matter where we go.
Sexually harassed now behold.
Everywhere, no matter where we go.
Sexually harassed now behold.
No justice, no peace.
No rapists at ease.
No justice,
No peace. No rapists at ease.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Sexual violence has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Sexual violence has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Sexual violence has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Sexual violence has got to go.
Hey, hey, no peace.
No rapist at ease. No justice, no peace. No rapist at ease. No justice, no peace. No rapist at ease. No justice, no peace. No rapist at ease.
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go.
Sexual violence has got to go.
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go.
Sexual violence has got to go.
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go.
Sexual violence has got to go.
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go.
Sexual violence has got to go.
No justice, no peace.
No rapists at ease.
No justice, no peace.
No rapists at ease.
Say what? No justice, no peace.
No rapists at
Say
ease.
what? No justice, no peace.
No rapists at ease.
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go.
Sexual violence has got to
No
go.
matter what we wear, no matter where we go.
Sexual violence has got to
No
go.
matter what we wear, no matter where we go.
Sexual violence has got to go.
No matter what we wear, no matter where we go.
Sexual violence has got to go. Ho ho. Sexual violence has got to go. Hey hey. Ho ho. Sexual violence has got to go. Hey hey. Ho ho. Sexual violence has got to go. Hey hey. Ho ho. Sexual violence has got to go.
Justice, no peace.
No rapists at ease.
One more time, no justice, no peace.
No rapists at ease.
One more time, no justice, no peace.
No rapists at
One
ease.
more time, no justice and no peace.
No rapists at ease.
This is Eastside School, and this is our school.
Thank you everyone for coming. We need the school and the district to make statements not only agreeing to our demands with empty promises, but laying out their action steps and timelines for completing them. This is not over, and if that does not happening, we will be back out here. Again, thank you for coming. We're done. You're free to go. Thank you.
Back in the building, go through the welcome center. I'm guessing most of y'all go at home, but if you want to go through the building, you got to go through the welcome center and show your ID, because they owe dirt. But thank you to everyone who's coming. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love.